Assalamu alaikum. It's your brother Haq Islam, and we're at this week's edition of the Oasis. And I have someone special, a friend of mine, a great brother. He's funny, and I'm already beginning to laugh. Every time I talk to him, he has me on the floor rolling. My producer, Jazz, tells me never to read from my cards, but today I'm going to read from it because he's so accomplished. She'll get me later, but that's okay. D Lai is a comedic content creator and author. He has appeared on HBO's Def Comedy Jam, Showtime, BET's Comic View, and Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Network. On top of touring colleges and universities, he has also embarked on military tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, Korea, Japan, and Bahrain, consistently headlining sold-out shows around the country. D Lai's material and sets extend to his destitute beginnings to his experiences that have made him the man he is today, with over 200 million social media followers. Please welcome my Muslim brother, D Lai.
What's up, good brother? How you doing?
You hear it. There's a round of applause going on.
I hear it.
You hear it? You hear it, man?
I don't see him, but I hear it.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good that you hear them.
Yes.
You know, we blocked them out. They can see you.
Right. They're on the other side of the wall.
Right. Let's start at the beginning, brother.
Okay, let's go
You
there.
come from very humble beginnings. Talk to me about your upbringing.
Grew up in Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Where is that?
It's right in the middle. It's central to everything.
What's the closest major city?
If you would consider Baton Rouge a major city,
Okay.
Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's right in the middle. It's centrally located. Grew up in the Bethel Apartments. People from Louisiana, Alexandria are familiar with it. It was to give the audience an idea of what the Bethel Apartments was like. If you watch New Jack City, it was literally like the Carter Apartments.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the Carter Apartments. It was a lot of drugs being sold. It was fighting. It was shooting. It was you had to be tough to come up in that area.
Elaborate. So you were raised from our conversation. You were raised by your grandmother and your aunt.
Yes, my grandmother raised me when I was 9 months old. My mother was killed, and then my grandmother took over. So until 9 months till 12 years old, my grandmother raised me. Then she passed, and then my aunt took over.
Where was your dad?
He just wasn't around. He was in the same city, but he wasn't around. It's me and my sister. My sister's older, not older, but she's 2 years older, but not so much older. It was just she and I, and we had a bond, and we still have that bond to this day. And it took me a while to grow up and to accept what my circumstances was. You know, my dad not being there, and when I was, at a mature age where I could articulate how I felt. I believe I was a freshman in college, and I reached out to him. I'm like, let's just try this. You know what I mean? Let's try to see what this could be like.
How'd that go?
It didn't go well initially. Eventually, but initially it started off pretty good. But I'm mature now, and I can look back and see how it could be embarrassing for him. I can see how he can look back on it and have regret. But I was thinking he would just take up the mantle and say, you know what, let's start from here. I don't have to have that beginning. But again, a level of maturity has to be in place for you to have that forgiveness and realize, hey, listen, it may not ever extend to that. Because, when I got into, adulthood, I tried again. And it would start off good, and then I realized it's just not going to happen like that. So
you told a story. I saw a story online about that initial meeting and then the breakdown with your dad.
Yeah.
It was pretty heartfelt.
Yeah.
And hurtful.
Yeah. And I had to transform my way of thinking and feeling. So when I had kids, I just poured into them everything that I always wanted as a dad. And I was I am still a communicator with my kids, my sons. They're 18 and 19 now, Caleb and Josiah. But my dad, it took me a while to let go, because I think a lot of times as humans, we just try to hold on to what we just hope to be. and it just doesn't pan out that way. And I was just accepting of it. And it took a while for me to just accept, hey, listen, that man is not going to be in your life. Because I can't keep trying to make something happen. It takes two people to form a relationship. I can't just want it and you just be on the fence about it.
Allah, we're taught as Muslims that Allah puts no burden on you can't bear. And a lot of trauma produces comedy.
Mm-hmm.
For you, now I know you also played sports.
Yes.
So talk about sports and talk about how this trauma led you to excel as an athlete and to excel in comedy.
Like you hear comedians a lot of times say, well, it was my dark background. My background was dark, but it was both sides. It was the dark side and it was the happy times. You know, I didn't think I was going to be a comedian. I was shy. When I was young, I was very shy. I didn't.
Was there somebody in your family, in your neighborhood that was just funny?
Oh.
Because there's always that guy that's just hilarious that when you got around him, you just started laughing. Who talk about it?
Hawk, my uncle Sherman. He passed last year. Sherman was about 5'5". Sherman was a short, light-skinned man with a curl. Like after the curl had been passed, like the curl gone. Like you can't even find nobody to do your curl. You know what I mean? That's how far the era had passed. But he was so blunt. He was so honest. And he was not trying to be funny. He just spoke how he felt. I'll never forget, I came home and my aunt had told him that I had pledged a fraternity. And he don't know nothing about that. You know, he's not a very educated man, but just in his own loving way. So I hadn't seen Sherman because he lived in Saginaw, Michigan. So I would see him, you know, every 2 or 3 years I would see him. So I think 5 years had passed by. And I remember being excited that Sherman was home. So I was going to school at LSU, and I drove down. And when I got in the house, I'm looking around for Sherman. I could see his slippers. He going to wear slippers with anything. A suit, slippers. Short set suit, slippers. Long sleeve shirt, slippers. So I'm looking around, I see his slippers, and they worn down. Same slippers. Don't want no new slippers. Just don't want them. And I'm looking around, I said, he's got to be outside because he smoked cigarettes. I walked outside, and he had a towel around his neck, and he had the curlers in his head, the rollers. He in his hair because my aunt, she did hair. And he's sitting up there, and he see me, and he's, Nephew! Man, I'm proud of you, nephew. I'm proud of you. Your auntie told me what you did. Boy, you know, went out there enjoying the safari. Man, I'm so proud of you. Safari? It did. I was like, oh my, he think it's fraternity. He think of fraternity and the sorority, the same thing. And if you correct, you don't know everything. You don't know everything. And it was those little moments that just would make me smile even now when I think about it. Sherman was the funniest man that I ever met. I mean,
he was funny without being funny.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't know he was funny.
No, he's not trying to be funny. This man just speaking the truth. He would just say it.
So did he influence you?
No, because I wasn't I wasn't trying to do comedy at all. Let me tell you. So I'm at school at LSU.
Uh-huh. And why? Why are you there? Let me qualify that question. Okay, you went there for sports?
Initially, well, I went to school at LSU Shreveport, and then they cut our program. Mm-hmm. So I had a walk-on tryout at LSU.
Tryout for what?
Basketball. Mm-hmm. When I get to LSU, by the time I transfer, they have switched the whole coaching staff. So they're not even doing walk-ons. They got their own people. Some of the players are still there. So my hoop dreams are done. So I'm like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. So there were casinos in Baton Rouge, riverboats. Excuse me. And I said, let me go get a job. You know, like it was customer service. Customer service, we would wear these red coats. You know, we were red coats, black slacks. I thought that was really fly. And they had these bow ties. I thought that was fly. I really just wanted to work there to wear the uniform. I thought it was fly. And then I realized, man, you got to work. Because on the riverboats, the boat would dock. Sometimes the boat would take off for like 30 minutes and it'll come back. And when you have to go up a ramp. And in customer service, guest service, you have to push these people in these wheelchairs. And I was little. I can't push no big person in this. Man, this person too big. And you can't say that. You just got to push them and struggle. You got to, and this woman would come in every Tuesday. This woman would come in, and she was a heavyset lady, and she would always have extra stuff on her lap. She walk into the casino perfect. As soon as she get to get service, I need my wheelchair. Young man, I want you. And she would tip me like $1, maybe $2, like it was heavy. So I said, you know what, I got to get out of this.
And she go there to gamble.
Oh, yeah, she's gambling, heavy, slot machines. I mean, spend days in there. Come Tuesday, leave Thursday, right? So I would be on the riverboat, and I would see these dealers, crap dealers. I would see these blackjack dealers, and it was this one dealer by the name of Tony. Tony was a talker, and I would love the way Tony talked his game. He would talk big. 6 is the point. 6 was the point. CIX. Looking for the yodel hee-hoo. He would just have a saying for any number. He would have to sing. And I was like, I want to do that. So I went to dealer school, and I became a dealer. And
so you abandoned college?
I'm still in school. I'm going to school.
You're doing both.
Right. I'm going to school, but I was always the funny guy around my group. Around my friends, I was always the funny guy. You know, but I just wasn't out with it yet.
Yeah.
If you knew me, you knew I was funny.
Yeah.
So
introvert and funny.
Yeah. So I'm dealing blackjack after like a year and a half. I'm dealing blackjack, and I love it. I'm loving it. And the riverboats in Louisiana, they didn't have like the big, huge play like it was when I moved to Vegas, and it was the whales. You know, whales for people that don't know are big players. You know what I mean? They may lose $1 million to $2 million. You know what I mean, in a day. None of that action is going on in Louisiana.
What's the highest action there?
This brother by the name was Moncrief, Peter Moncrief. I don't know if Peter's still alive, but Peter owned some radio stations. And Peter would come in and he would play maybe like $300 or $400 a hand, $500 a hand, which was big to them, right? And they would be, like the supervisors would be over your head, what we call sweating the money. You know, like, because they, you know, if you're losing, if the casino's losing, they would do switch the deck, shuffle the cards, do different things. And Peter would come. He was the biggest player in there. And I would talk to Peter. And at this point, I'm just talking. I'm talking loud. I'm on the game talking loud. Place your bets. Place your bets. I got the highest payout percentage out of all the dealers in Louisiana. Come right up. And the supervisors, some of it liked it, most of them didn't. So one day, this gentleman is standing at the table watching me. I got a table full of players. 6 players, and I'm talking loud. And when they win, I'm raising my hands up. I mean, it's a celebration. So the gentleman waited till my table cleared, and he came up to me and said, hey, man, you should do comedy. I'm like, oh, yeah. I always hear that, but I don't know how to pursue that. And he was like, no, man, you should do comedy. You'll be good. I've seen them. Trust me.
So, you're a sophomore in college?
I'm a sophomore, right. And 6 months later, I'm on a blackjack table doing my thing. Place your bets. Place your bets. I got the highest payout percentage of all the deals in Louisiana. Step up. Step up. Come get the money. I'm Robin Hood. I'm giving it away. He walks up to my table again. Same white guy. His name is Jack. Jack had a seafood spot. Him and his dad, they owned a seafood spot in Louisiana. I believe it's still there. Jack Seafood. And he said, hey, man, you're still wasting your time. I was like, this dude looks familiar. He said, I talked to you a few months back about doing comedy, man. You should really consider being a comedian. You would be good. And I was like, I don't know. So I went on break. I said, let me think about it. I went on break. And when I went on break, the dealer was next to me. He was on a dead game, so he overheard everything. He said, hey, man, I think you'll be a really good comedian. I was like, you think so? He was like, yeah. So I went back upstairs, and I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to do it. He said, you going to do it? He said, I know the owner over at the Funny Bone. I can call him right now and get you a spot. This is on Monday. Called the guy. He got off the phone. He said, hey, man, you're on Friday night. I'm like, Friday? Friday? 4 more days? Man, I ain't never tried. Friday? I'm nervous, right? So the word gets around in the casino that D is going to be performing at this Funny Bone. So I get there, and I remember I had a girlfriend at the time. I don't want to say her name because she's still mad at me.
Why is she mad at you?
I was a terrible boyfriend. She caught me cheating. I denied it. I mean, she looking at it, and I'm still denying it. So I don't know if she ever got over that, but I don't want to say her name. And she's happily married now. I think she's happily married.
What's her name?
They're gonna come for me. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Because her husband looking at her husband probably a fan. Don't even know that I was dating her. Now I'm losing the ticket sale because I'm talking to Hawk about this ex anyway. She's not old enough to get into the. I think she's like 18. I think you got to be like 21 to get in. So I told her, hey, listen, I don't want you to come to the show. I just don't want you to come to the show because at this point I don't know how I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to do is bomb in front of her. I'm like, hey, just don't come to the show. She was like, okay, cool. I get to the Funny Bone. It's sold out. It's my coworkers. They can't wait because they know I'm funny on the boat. This got to be his next move. And I'm just doing like a 3 to 5 minute set because they already have the headliner and the feature.
Yeah.
But all of my coworkers show up. So we're in the green room. There's a Mexican guy, a white lady, and it's me. And I remember going into the green room and they were like, hey man, how long you been doing it? And I was like, oh, it's my first night. Oh, I remember my first night. Man, I was vomiting. I'm like, hey man, I don't need that. Give me some encouragement. Tell me something.
Right.
The guy introduced me to House MC. His name was Tom. He introduces me. And he was like, coming to the stage, this guy is a star. We're going to love him. You're going to love him. Be ready to see him in movies with Martin Lawrence. You're going to see him on TV, HBO. I'm looking around, who are we talking to? And who are we talking about? Who is he introducing? Coming to the stage, I was going by D Lai. Coming to the stage, D Lai. I went out there and Hawk, these people are going nuts. These people are excited to see me. These are my coworkers. They happy. And I remember when I looked into that light, I went blank. I didn't remember nothing else. And I say my first joke. I mess it all up, but I say it. And flatline.
Yeah, you can hear a pin drop.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, let me hurry up. Second line, nothing. Third joke, nothing. At this point, I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. But I got to get out of here on something. I don't remember what I said, but I heard one dude giggle. I was like, that's my time. I'm out of here. Thank you. And then I went to the bar, and I was like, I'm going to just drink my night away. I know this is a clean show, but I'm on Hennessy that night. I'm at that bar on Hennessy.
It's fine. We're going to talk about your evolution.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Because I'm on that Hennessy.
Tell the truth.
I'm on it
Did
neat.
you hit some weed while you were there?
I didn't. I didn't.
Just the Hennessy.
Just the Hennessy. And I remember the bartender was like, how do you want it? On the rocks? I was like, no, put mine in the oven on 350. I want mine hot. I want to drink my liquor hot. I just want to drink this night away.
So how did you get from there to here?
Okay, so let me tell you. I quit that night. I quit comedy that night. And I'm at the bar with the hot Hennessy's. A lady walks up to me and she was like, hey, I want to talk to you about doing another show. Now, I'm like this. She's behind me. I don't even turn around. I don't even turn around to address her. I said, ma'am, did you see what happened on stage? She's like, yes, but I see something in you. I want to book you on another show. I was like, ma'am, please, just leave me alone. I go to work the next day. My coworkers who were at the show don't even know what to say to me. They don't even know how to address me. They were like, hey, man, hey. At least you got a job. At least you got a job, man. I walked to my table. That lady is there again, the lady from the bar. Her name was Lesa. She said, hey, I want to talk to you about doing a show. I'm not taking no for an answer. Just do this one show. I'm like, ma'am, if I do this one show, will you just leave me alone? She says, yes, trust me, I see something. I did the show, and I heard the laughter for the first time. I heard it. I heard people laugh. I changed my whole set. I threw that whole set away, and they laughed. And I said, oh.
This is it.
This is what it feels like. Now, this is it. I still don't know yet. I still don't know. Because, by the way, Hawk, this woman has put me not on the show. She has thrown me in a full-blown competition. I don't even want to. I told them, let me go up first. Let me get my stuff out of the way. So I go up, and afterwards, they've got this comedian. She was a star in Louisiana. Her name was Simply Marvelous. Simply Marvelous comes on stage, and she's kind of critiquing all the comedians. And she looked at me. She said, you. And we're at the Lincoln Theater in Baton Rouge, South Baton Rouge. She said, are you scared to move to L.A.? I was like, no. She was like, because if you move, you're going to be a star. Whole crowd goes crazy. I'm like, what are y'all? I got to go to work tomorrow. What is this star stuff y'all talking about? I don't see none of this. She invites me to her house the next day, and she's sitting down. She was like, "How long you been doing comedy?" I was like, "About a week." She said, "A week? How do you know how to do callbacks?" I'm like, "What's a callback? I don't even know that I'm doing this." And she brought me on my first big show with Dick Gregory.
With Dick Gregory?
With Dick Gregory. She was featuring, Dick Gregory was headlining, and I was opening.
In L.A.?
No, we're in Baton Rouge.
In Baton Rouge.
Right. I'm still in Baton. I work for about 8 months in Baton Rouge, and I realized I think I'm ready to go. And
then you moved to L.A.?
Nope. I moved to Las Vegas because I knew I had a dealing skill.
So you had
and I could get a job there until my comedy took off. So I was there, but I was working this club in Louisiana called Club Culture with an African brother named Olu. Olu, you still out there? Olu didn't care if nobody laughed. Olu didn't care. All he wanted them to do was buy a beer.
Yeah,
that's why he said, "Go up there, talk to the people, and uplift the people." He wouldn't say make them laugh. Uplift the people, and by all means, make them buy a beer. Yeah, make them buy a beer. And I worked that room for 8 months. It started off with like 6 people in the room every month. Every Monday. The next Monday, because I got set up. First of all, I got set up to do this room. A comedian invited me out, and I was just supposed to be doing a set, and he didn't show up. So Olu comes up to me. He says, "Hey, who are you?" I was like, "I'm D Lai." "Good. We need a host. You are going to host." I was like, "Okay, I introduce you." He leave. He comes up. "This man you will love. Give it up for D Lai." And I heard like scattered claps. There's 6 people in there. I go up there, and it's me and a poet on the show. The show is an hour. I got 3 minutes of material. The poet probably going to do 2 or 3 poems. I got 3 minutes.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
Man, these people looked at me for 57 minutes. And I was like, okay, I got to come back next week and figure this out. So
keep
each
going.
week,
Keep
I kept going until it got to the point where Club Culture was packed. It was packed out there. And I said, you know what? It's time
Word
for me
of
to take
mouth,
it somewhere else. Yeah.
what you were doing. Persistence, brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
This is very important because this is not American Idol where in 13 weeks you become a star. Might take 10 years, might take 13 years, might take whatever it took for our brother here. Now we're going to I want to flip it for a minute.
Okay.
Islam is a significant part of your life.
Absolutely.
How did that happen?
My brother Ali Sadiq. Shout
He's
out to
funny.
Ali Sadiq. Ali is hilarious.
He's hilarious.
He's currently on a 100-city tour.
He's hilarious.
Done some dates with him. But
I've seen that brother. Ali Sadiq. Hilarious.
Yeah. And we were all on the Ladies Night Out tour with Bill Bellamy.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, Ali Sadiq, Jay Reed, Bill Bellamy. And
Bill Bellamy, old friend.
Yeah.
We did with Drew Hill. We did a movie for him. I forgot the movie. How to be a player.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
How to be a player. We did that movie for him.
And shout out to
music.
Bill. He really showed us how to be a professional, how to conduct yourself on the road, how to present your material.
Great
he
brother.
was just so Ali would I remember one day I was like, man, I'm gonna go to the masjid with you. Let's see what's going on at this masjid.
How long ago was this?
This is about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's about 10 years ago. We were in Houston, and I went to the masjid, and I was, I'm brought up in the church. I don't know nothing but church. So this was an eye-opener for me to go in and sit in the masjid and listen to the imam speak, and it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was different.
Mm-hmm.
But cut to last year, I told Ali, I said, hey, man, during Ramadan, I'm going to fast with you. I need to get my body right. I don't need to be eating all this stuff. I'm going to fast with you. When y'all start? He said, okay, I got you. Right? The first day, I thought I was going to die. That first day of Ramadan, I thought I was going to perish. Do you hear me? So Ali was like, yeah, listen, I'm going to send you some books. Right? Ali sends me some of these books. I'm reading some of them, and it just made sense to me. It just hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And a week into Ramadan, I called Ali. I said, hey, man, I need to find a masjid. I want to take my shahada. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, man, this is for me right here. And
what hit you? What was the moment you said, "This is for me"?
When I realized, like, and I don't want Christians to take this the wrong way, when I realized that I wasn't being fed the truth through Christianity, through my experience, and when I started reading and listening, the brother named, it's an imam in New York, he's out of Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name. What is the brother's name? I can't remember his name, but I would listen to him, and it just registered. It registered for me, and I said, "This is the right thing for me."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not one of those to tell you shouldn't be doing this. This was the right thing for me.
Are you married at the time?
Yes, I'm married.
Did you tell your wife this?
Yes.
And how did she feel about it?
Wherever you go, I'm going. Wherever you go, I'm going. Because initially when we started, she was like, "Are we becoming Muslim?" I was like, "No, I'm just getting my body right. This Ramadan stuff gonna get my body right. I've been eating bad. You could probably use some Ramadan too. Let's just go ahead and get our Ramadan on, and afterwards we'll feel good about our bodies." And she was like, "So, okay, so we're not gonna be Muslim." I was like, "No, we're not gonna be. No, girl, we Christian. Come on, power to the people. We Christian." And a weekend, I say, "Babe, we're gonna be Muslim." She was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah."
Now, for all of you don't know, his wife is famous.
Sure is. And she don't like it. She don't like famous.
Every time he does one of these content pieces where he gets
Lesa!
million of views, Lesa.
Yes.
He brings
Sorry
her
about that
into
sound person. I told you to be prepared. Y'all gonna work for this interview. Y'all gonna work on this one. Y'all thought y'all were just gonna sit down.
How did Lesa become a part of your? Because it's amazing.
Hawk, I'm glad you asked. Every catch line you've seen me come up with, from "I'm glad you asked" to Lesa to all the different things that I've come up with, have been organic. My wife does not like to be on camera. Lesa does not like to be on camera. And
Her name is always on camera. I don't know what she would look like if she walked in there.
Right, nobody would know.
No one know.
Nobody have a clue. So, right? I mean, unless you know them. So I would always show her these Instagram models. And I'd be like, "Lesa, you got to look at this. Oh, look at this." And I remember, I remember exactly how it started. I was in my office space, and she was in the room. And again, I'm always showing it. Look at these. Because I would always ask, "Is this real?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if it's, I'm not the one. Is this, look at this. And she was in the room, and I was like, "Hey, Lesa." I was getting ready to film something. I said, "Hey, Lesa, hey, come look at this." And she was like, "If you're on camera, I'm not coming." I was like, "Man, ain't nobody thinking about you. Lesa, come look at this." "Oh, man, you know what? No, I'm posting it anyway." And I posted it. And the comment section lit up. "Lesa, who's Lesa? Lesa, who is Lesa?" So I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Let me try it again. This time I'm going to be real intentional about it. Hey, Lesa, you got to come look at these plants." And I posted it, and it went nuts. And I said, "Oh," because I post a lot. I post like 7 times a day.
Brother, when I started following you, you had, I don't know, on 100,000, 200,000
I think I had 200,000 followers, 1 or 200,000.
Yeah,
right.
200,000 followers. Now you're at a million plus.
Yeah, 1.2, 1.3.
So you need to thank Lesa.
Well, she don't want it. She don't want none of the credit. She don't want, because it just brings attention to her. Like, we've been at shows, and people were like, "Where is Lesa? Is she come?" I was like, "I don't know where." Lesa right over there.
Right over there.
Selling merchandise. She's right there selling merchandise, because she don't want to be on no camera. She don't want to be. She just doesn't like to be in front of it. She doesn't. She just doesn't.
Brother, how has Islam impacted your comedy?
I've never been this rooted in a faith before. I've never been a believer as I've been now. I'm gonna give you an example. I remember my Facebook page and my Instagram page was demonetized. Had been demonetized. Facebook for like 3 years, Instagram for like 2 years. And I remember praying and talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I remember during Ramadan, because Ali would tell me, he was like, "Man, whatever you want during the month of Ramadan, fasting and praying for it, we're bring it about. I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, my Facebook been locked down for 3 years. Hawk, around the 24th day, like literally, out of nowhere, everything, my Facebook page opened up. It's monetized. My Instagram page was like, it's open. It was my Instagram, I was violating so many community policies. You could even at me. You couldn't even put my name in nothing. They were like, nope, You literally couldn't do it. Everything opened up. And I was like, wait, if for this little small thing, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can move something for me as this small, what if I really just gave him all of me? And I just start seeing, because, man, I've been dolo with no representation 20 years. No agent, no man, none of that. All of that just came last year. All of that. So just a little word to artists. Man, listen, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in what you're doing, because it comes to a point as an artist, you know you are solid. You know you can present whatever it is. You know after putting in all that work, all those hours, they say the 10,000 hours, when you've done that, you know. And this is what I absolutely know. When it's time for the people to find you, they will find you. You don't have to go ask nobody for can you represent me? No. They're going to find you. If you are hot enough, or you dope enough, if you got something that's unique, they are going to find you.
And they don't care if you're Muslim.
Don't matter.
If you're not, don't matter.
It
as long as we
matter.
can make some money together.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
you
it.
Leave it at that. Now, you know, brother, you know, you are somebody I truly admire.
Thank you, Hart.
Because you have come a long way. So I want to know what's next, because we got to wrap it up, because you getting ready to go do, you going on tour with Ali Sadiq, right?
I just did a date with Ali Sadiq. I don't know when this will air, but we just did Baltimore. I did Albuquerque, New Mexico with him, Las Vegas, Tucson. And let me tell you why this is it's so inspirational to see my brother thriving like this. We were on the Ladies Night Out tour. We wasn't making no money. I don't care how it looked. We wasn't making no money. Don't mind the fly clothes and the boots. We were not making no money. Some weekends, we sharing a room together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Bill was footing the bill for everything. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It would be impossible for him to pay everybody what they're worth. We're trying to get something and take it off the ground. So to come from that position in trying to make a name for ourselves to watching my brother sell out theaters, everything, 5,000 seat theaters.
Funny.
Alhamdulillah. It's eye opening. And it goes to show you, man, if you just stay true to what you do. That's why I never try to be nobody. I just stay in my lane, Hawk. I just stay where I'm at.
Alhamdulillah. In closing, what's next for you?
I'm glad you asked. I didn't even think you would ask. Hawk, you know you should have been a journalist. Hawk, I've got my own tour up now, the Wait a Minute tour. And, man, you missed me in New York.
I did.
But guess what? I'm going back to New York, so you got another chance. I'll be in New York again in September. I've got some TV shows and some movies that I've written. Me and my partner Angela Artis. My book is still doing well. It's crazy how it surges and it dips and it surges and it has movement. Anytime you put out a project, it'll.
That's
have
why
movement.
it's important to produce content.
Yes,
it's called evergreen because it'll keep selling as long as you.
Right. And I told my sons, I don't care. Whenever I leave this earth, don't sell it. Don't sell that, because that book is full of stories can produce sitcoms, can produce movies. So right now I've got a few movies that we've written, about 5 sitcoms that we've written. And Hawk, I'm not waiting on nobody to put me in nothing. That's why when I was in LA, I didn't do good in auditions. Let me tell you something. I know we ain't got that much time, but just hold tight. When I was in LA, when we did auditions, when the people would send me auditions, mm-hmm. I never read the lines. I told y'all gonna have to work over there in the audio room. I told y'all you're gonna do some adjusting over there. Yeah, you gotta do some work in post.
Don't forget the audience. Don't forget the audience.
Yeah, but I was talking to you. He got a whole crew around here, by the way. This man got a whole staff that's been running stuff. Jazz, his personal assistant, been hitting me for a month.
No, she's actually a producer. You gotta get producer. Quincy Jazz. I call her Quincy Jazz.
Quincy Jazz.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Yes, very professional.
Yeah.
She gonna make sure that you know what time you need to be here. Don't you ever think you're gonna miss If Jazz sets you an appointment, just know you're going to get 17 reminders before that day. You cannot be late. She going to send you 17. You can't say I didn't get it. She'll send you something from another email. Hey, this is Jazz. I know it's a new email address. I hit you from my Hotmail. You got a Hotmail? Yeah, I got a Hotmail in addition to my Gmail. So, and this is good for the audience to know right here. I didn't like to go. Jazz, stay with me, Jazz. Stay with me, okay? Quincy Jazz, stay with me. Please, QJ. So this is when my mentality changed. I would go on auditions, and when I would go on auditions, this is what I would do, Hawk. I would try to do exactly what I thought the people in the room wanted to see. You know, I would go in and I would just try to be as exact as possible. Not making this up. I probably went on 20 auditions in like maybe 3 years. 0 for 20. And then this happened. I went on an audition, and I'll never forget, I said, hey, I'm going to do something different this time. I remember they sent me over the sides. When they sent me the sides, it was for, the role was for an exterminator. It was on some sitcom. It was an exterminator. And I remember looking at the thing, I was like, okay, exterminator. Put the rest of it away. I'm freestyling the rest of this. Never forget this. I'm 0 for 20, Hawk. Audio, you got work to do.
Got nothing to lose.
What do I have to lose? So I remember going in, and this is how these Hollywood auditions are. I go in, and it's about 20 people that's auditioning for it. Because we all pretty much look alike. Everybody about between 5'10" and 6'1", brown skin. You got a few light-skinned brothers in there. But everybody was in there, and they were down. Heads was down. Like, everybody heads down. And I made my mind up. Huck, I made my mind up this morning.
I'm freestyle.
I hit the weed.
Oh, you really made your mind up. Yeah.
I hit it. I hit it hard. We got a 9 a.m. audition. I hit the weed hard at 8. I'm ready. I'm floating. And I walk in there, and everybody's heads down. And I remember the casting agent come out, and she would be like, Gerald Watkins. Gerald, come on in, Gerald. Hey, Gerald, how you doing? You ready? And he was like, yeah, I'm ready. You come out, you can look at his face. Gerald, you didn't get it. I see your face. Gerald, you know you didn't get it. And she says, D Lai. I was like, yeah. Now keep in mind, my head ain't down the whole time. I'm up watching everybody. D Lai. She says, hey, D Lai, you ready? I said, listen up, everybody. Listen up. People like, what's going on? I said, listen up. I want to explain something to you, what Hollywood would do to you. See, Hollywood wants to make you feel uncomfortable. Hollywood would say things to you like, D Lai, are you ready? Of course I'm ready. You know why? I didn't call them. They called me. Lady, take me to the room. Everybody was like, oh. It's people that was in that audition today that can attest to this. This is not a joke. This happened. Phaedra was the casting director. Shout out to Phaedra. She's Bentley Kyle Evans. Mm-hmm. She's his casting director. Ask her. I'm like, I'm not going to be nervous at all. Going in for this role of an exterminator, I don't need to read no lines. I haven't seen an exterminator. I come from Roaches. I know big roaches, little roaches. I know come on, man. I'm a roach spurt. We walk in, and Phaedra was like, D Lai, what is wrong with you? I said, I'm in character. Get me in the room, lady. She opens up the door, and it's like 4 people sitting there, you know, and some people that I'm going to be reading with, and some of the producers, right? And she says, ladies and gentlemen, D Lai. And they were like, some of them were familiar with my comedy. A couple of them weren't. I didn't care. It don't matter. I already hit the weed. I already hit it.
0 for 20.
And I'm 0 for 20. I walk in. He's like, okay, you're going to be reading with. I said, who am I going to be reading with? Which one? I'm taking over this whole audition. Right here? I'm reading. Okay, good. I said, go. She said, are you off paper? Or are you on paper? I said, I'm so far off paper. Off paper, for the people who don't know, is meaning I'm not reading from the script. You know, they'll use sometimes when you audition, I don't need this paper. Trust me. I don't need it. He said, okay, and action. She says, oh, my goodness. I'm so glad you came. I said, hold it, ma'am. Hold it right there. Now, she's reading from a script. She got more lines. I didn't stop this woman. I said, hold it, ma'am. Hold it right there. I see what's going on around here. I see exactly what's going on. Yep, you got an infestation problem, ma'am. You do, but I don't. How can I help you? And the whole cast, they bust out laughing. They was like, oh my God, what is he doing? Bentley was like, keep rolling. Keep going with him. Read your lines. She's reading her lines again. I cut her off. Hey, ma'am, listen. You got the bugs. I don't. Now, my fee is going to be $365. What? Maybe you don't want the bugs to leave. They said, cut. And they started clapping. I stopped them again, Hawk. I'm still in character. Hold it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to walk out this door behind me. Don't call me. I'll call you. And I heard them bust out laughing again. I walked out the door. I got in my car. I sat in my car, and I remember feeling this relief.
Did you get the job?
My phone rang right then. D Lai, hey, this is Phaedra. Oh, you are hilarious. Listen, we're not going to book you for that, but we got another role we want you in. It's a show called In the Cut. And if you go look at In the Cut, it's on Bounce TV. I got that role based on me just being totally me.
Alhamdulillah. Now listen, brothers and sisters, this is my main man, D Lai. He's giving you what, like my brother says, $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
Giving you $1 million worth of game.
Yes.
And he's doing big things.
Absolutely.
Yes, movies coming up, but go to his Instagram. He's hilarious. 1 million+ followers.
Catch me on tour. I am on tour. Next city will be Plano, Texas. After Plano, Texas, we're going to Cleveland. After Cleveland, we are going to Dallas, Texas. You can go to itsdelay.com for everything. All of my handles are the same: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's D Lai. But go to itsdelay.com for all of my tour dates. The Wait a Minute Comedy Tour.
And this is our Muslim brother, and he's funny. So please support him. Brother, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you.
And I want to thank you, staff. I know she know karate. I know that woman knows karate. Listen, I walked in on a mistake. She didn't even know I walked in. This is how, you know, when you walk by somebody, they use the term like, oh my gosh. This is how this woman turned around. How can I help you? I started to do this right here. I started to go, hi-ya. Everybody was kung fu. Okay, stay focused.
Don't forget that. Don't forget you got to thank Quincy Jazz, too. Don't forget
man,
that.
Listen, I'm serious, man. She's so professional. That producer, QJ, Quincy J, I call her QJ. Quincy Jazz is amazing, man. Like, when I tell you, she reached out, and she reached
17
out.
times.
17 times in the time that you booked. So if you're an artist, you get booked on here, be familiar with Jazz, a.k.a. QJ, and she will hit you from a Hotmail. She will absolutely hit you from a Hotmail. Or AOL.com. I don't know, but she going to get in touch with you. Y'all got work to do in that
This
audio
is
room.
my Muslim brother.
Y'all got work to do in that audio room.
Thank you. Thank you for being a guest. Thank you for being at the Oasis. I'm your brother, Haq Islam. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.